Hey guys, Marshmallow Chomp here, back with another live stream, and today I'm on Respawnables. I'll be reviewing the brand new final tier weapon, the Heavy Tangler. It's very good. I'm also going to be giving you tips on how to get it fast, but the main focus will be a review, my opinion, whether I think it'll get used or whether I think it's just going to disappear quite fast. So, I'll do a free-for-all online and then probably just do some normal offline matches whilst... So, there's no one, trolling or being overpowered. Whilst I just carry on talking about how I feel about the weapon. So, for the first, in, the free-for-all bit, I'll be telling you about tips, how to get it fast, how I got it. So, since we're there now, I guess I'll start. So, it's pretty easy to get. I got it day one after 3 matches. It was really simple to get since it's just shooting at campfires with fire or water weapons. Damn, it's a bit laggy. And yeah. If you hit it with fire, it lights it. If you hit it with water, it extinguishes it. That's the word I was looking for. So, obviously, most of you will know, but the best way to go about doing it is to get one player with a fire or water weapon on the enemy team, and you with whatever gun they didn't choose. So, say they grabbed a fire gun, you should grab a water gun, ideally a rapid one, and vice versa. And you can then both go to one campfire and repeatedly shoot it, and it'll go through extinguish and fire, and just over and over, and you two will both get loads of points. Now, find the best way to find someone to do that is just go up to someone who's out of fire, do the whole moonwalky thing. Oh, I accidentally did it to this guy, but yeah, sure, that's cool. Yeah, I'm just going to go offline, to be honest, it's very laggy. But yeah, that is the best way to do that, because then you're both going to get loads of points, maximize it. Just one thing I tell you to watch out for is players on your team. So say, I don't know, you're using the fire spitter, and you found someone who's using, I don't know, dual water pistols. You both shoot in the fire, you both just change in between. Now watch out for someone else on your team or their team. Well, no. Actually, yeah. Watch out for someone on their team using a fire gun. So if you're using the fire spitter and they're taking the water out, they're going to end up setting it as a red fire permanently because you're not going to be able to extinguish it. So that's why I highly recommend stocking up on super water balloons. So if that does happen, you can throw that, extinguish the fire, and you and this other person can carry on, just going between it. If the other player with the fire gun refuses to leave, which does happen, and I know they don't mean any harm, but it's annoying because it stops you two from progressing, you and the enemy with the opposite gun. So what I tend to do if they're refusing to leave is get the super water balloon to not only hit the fire, but then hit the player too to take them down. And if they come back, just be wary that they're going to hold a grudge against you. So get ready just to take them out. But also that's something I'd advise, don't go killing everyone. And also watch out for people who do go killing everyone. Oftentimes they're going to be using, I don't know, fire spatter, post heavy skull. They're the most common weapon. Oh, an Ignis blaster. They're the most common ones I see people who aren't doing the event use. And then there's people who don't even use a fire or water weapon. They just straight up come in with a gun. Although sometimes I see people with, I don't know, the post-rookie, and then they just start shooting a fire, and you kind of feel sorry for them because they think they're doing the event, but they're not. But anyway, just beware of that. Aware of that. But yeah, as long as you keep that in mind and you're prepared to kill people who are killing everyone else, then you should be fine. I mean, it's really not a hard event to do. It's just time. But like I said, I did it in 3 matches because we just had a load of people shooting at the fire. Like, each. So, like, 2 to a fire. So that was really useful. But now that the event's moved on, because it's obviously... with these events where it requires people to be friendly to each other, it's easier to do it early on. So I'd recommend, if you've not already done it, try doing it now before it gets later on. Because obviously people have completed it day 1 like me. Will be bored and just want to play team versus as a normal mode, but the event's still on. And then they'll go around killing people. I mean, I don't blame them because the event is a whole week to just shoot some fire. And I understand why they do it, but it is better because there'll be people more willing to do the event and stick with you if you do it early on. But if you leave it till end, there's going to be people just running around shooting each other. Although with other events where it's stuff like, I don't know, getting triple kills, I'd recommend leaving that till later because all the people with the OP guns like Fire Spatter and Fire Spitter will have probably done it early on and already left. So then you can go against people with that are easier to go against, like, unless you are one of the people with guns like Fire Spitter, then just go for it as early as possible. But if not, and you struggle like me because you don't have any overpowered guns, then just go with what you got. I mean, I have overpowered guns, I just don't like using them. And then, yeah, just go on later and do it then. But, yeah, they're my tips, basically, so, stick with an opponent. Make sure you, like, do that to symbolize that you're friendly. If they kill you, feel free to kill them back, I guess. I mean, if they killed you on purpose, or... because I've killed someone who was doing that once, like the dance thing, but they left the dance until I was, like, right in the face with a shotgun, so, yeah. But then they didn't really let me back after that. So, make sure you do it before, like, they can do anything. And then if they do purposely kill you, just go for someone else, I guess. And, yeah, so they're basically my tips on how to get the gun fast. Find an enemy. Just do it. Just keep shooting the fire. It's a bit boring, but if you can do it in, like, 3 matches, that's no time for a gun as fun as this one. And, yeah, try and do it early before the event's gone on a bit long and everyone's just wanted to play team versus. Because in my opinion, team versus is, like, way better. My only problem is the whole spawn camping thing that can occur. So, that's basically that, and now I'll go on to, like, my review of the gun. So, as you've probably seen in the gameplay, as soon as it hits someone, they've got, like, bits of wool tying them down to the ground, and that slows people down, stops their firing. I mean, it doesn't really affect the bots correctly, but yeah, it pretty much stops you to a standstill, and if you weren't a bot, it would, it'd stop you firing. I've tried now where I was, like, throwing a water balloon, but then I got hit. You just hold the water balloon. You don't throw it, so you're just kind of stuck with a water balloon in your hand. So, it's got decent range. It's one of them heavy weapons which is better suited for a run-around playstyle than a camping playstyle. So, like, don't stay up high or anything, just keep moving. Would I recommend using it at the moment? Not really. Reason being that if you go against someone else who's, like, go ahead and use it. Especially if it's offline. But at the moment, whilst everyone's got it, don't really use it, I'd say, because you hit them, and then they hit you, and then you're both stunned, and then you'll both fire one shot. And it's really slow. If someone doesn't come and take you down, you'll probably die in most heavy Tangler showdowns due to the equipment that most people are running, whereas I'm just running the whole event outfit that you got with the sleepy dude. Now, something that's a bit weird is the beam goes for miles, but I don't think it actually does damage. Like, I'm hitting that wall over there, but I don't think it'd actually do anything to the people there. Something I've been trying out as well is it's not really useful, and I wouldn't really recommend doing it. But like, when I'm pinned behind a building and I've got like a friend playing with me, I can shoot up into the sky and then they'll see the wall, and then they can come around and help me. But like, most of the time I'm too focused on thinking when am I gonna do that I just end up dying anyway. It's very good against Whiplash, because it completely stuns him and lets you get the kill. Why was that so laggy then? But yeah, it's good against Whiplash, which is useful. I'd say it's one of the best things to use against Whiplash. I don't think it's going to be used that much. Because from this gameplay, yeah, as you can see there, I'm firing at him and it's hitting him, but it's not doing anything. I had the assumption that this thing's going to be ridiculously overpowered. And I wouldn't say that at all, actually, because the damage is so low. Like, look at how long it took me to kill him. Now, if that's an online match, you're going to get taken out incredibly quick. And if you, like, mess up and just do like that, and then the beam's off him for a split second, oftentimes, I'm lagging like crazy, oftentimes, why is it so laggy? You will get decimated, because most people are carrying one-shot weapons, whether that's the Incredible Bow, the Adder Bow, the Fire Spatter, anything like that. You'll get taken down, so it's not that great for online. I mean, it's good, and I'd recommend getting it, because it's easy to get, and especially if you're a new player and you have access to the event, definitely try and get it, because it's very useful. But, like, I don't think it's going to ruin online. It's not going to be that bad. And it's not got any elemental damage, which is going to veer a lot of people off who already have things that are way too overpowered. Like, I went in a match the other day full of post-toxic crossbows. It was oddly filled with post-toxic crossbows. But, yeah, I tried using the heavy Tangler in there. I had no chance, because I had range advantage, damage advantage, and even if I did start hitting them, the poison's going to take me out in no time. Just going to let... Oh, yeah. Also, if you're doing the event, always have the flannel sleeping mask on, unless you have one that gives you higher points. But, yeah, you get 20% health off of each of these with no added effect. If you have the fluffy cap, I think it's called, go for that instead. If you just want in straight up health, because that's 30 instead of 20, so that'll give you a straight up 70% health bonus, which is pretty tanky, but health doesn't really mean anything anymore, which is kind of sad, because you'll see people with high health loadouts still getting taken out by a one-shot from a weapon that'd take you out if you had no health buffs. So, since it's got really low damage, I tend to equip the Aggressive Carnival Mask, because it's increased the damage caused by any weapon. I don't have any clothes that buff heavy weapons, so I need something, and because of the low damage of the heavy Tangler, the Aggressive Carnival Mask is actually quite good, and you still get 12% health. For the body, I do choose the XPI Mystic Bandages. 8% less health, so it's not as good, but at full health, you cannot be killed with one hit. Now, I mean, it's not really as useful as it sounds, because obviously most one-shot weapons now have elemental on as well, so you'll still die. But, I mean, if someone's using a bow and they fire it across the entire map, you can still survive. And for these, for the legs, I really didn't know what to put on. You can have things like defense, like reduced damage by shotguns, reduced damage from heavy machine guns. I mean, they'd be pretty good ones, but the one I went for, because I was going to choose the XP Mystic Pants, but it's actually not a magic weapon, so don't go for that one. So what I went for is the Zombie Recruit Pants. At full health you get a 15% speed increase, because I thought, well, range is the disadvantage of the gun. Furthermore, you need to keep moving as well to stay alive and actually get to someone to stun them. So that's perfect, because the speed increase is actually really big. Like, it's not that big with a heavy machine gun, but it's still a substantial increase. Like, it's worth using, even on this. It's like, if you compared how fast I'm moving now to last match, it's a lot bigger than it actually looks. And also, you get 20 Zombinite from each trial. So if you have all the Zombinite, this is a piece of clothing I would highly recommend getting, because I use it with pretty much every loadout. You can, like, if you see me online, you'll probably see me using this no matter what gun I'm using. So whether that be for the event, I'm using Post Heavy Skull, I'll use these. If I'm using one of the rookie guns that I like Golden Rookie, I'll be using these. So, like, I'd highly recommend spending your Zombinites that you got. If you're not saving up for a gun, definitely get these, because they're the cheapest item of clothing tied with the other zombie recruit things. One of them is you heal on every kill, which is useful. And then the other is you take more damage from fire, but take less from bullets. Now, you might think, oh, that's good, but, like, how many weapons do people actually use that use bullets? I mean, this heavy Tangler's not bullets. What other guns does everyone use? You know, like bows, they're obviously not bullets. Launchers, they're not bullets. Fire spitter, that's not bullets. And I don't think a lot of the shotguns even count as bullets. And even if they do, they're strong enough anyway that isn't gonna really save you. Furthermore, taking more damage from fire, well, Post Heavy Skull is probably the most used weapon at the moment. So that's not useful, because it's already deadly enough, and now you're taking more damage? Yeah. So, Zombie Recruit Pants are great, and you can tie them in with pretty much any loadout if you don't know what to use. I don't have any good legs, really, so I like to use these a lot. Overall, the gun, I'd say definitely try and get it. Is it gonna break the game? I think I've already said, but, like, no, I don't think. Unless someone can find some, like, mega loadout to go with it. No. There's going to be annoying people like Medic Jacket with it, which is going to be incredibly tanky, and then you're stuck. But they're still going to be able to get killed by, like, a Tompkin. So, I'd recommend getting it, but don't expect it to be, like, crazy, like 60 kills a match or anything like that. But thanks for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video, and I hope you found the tips useful. I hope you found the loadout advice useful, and I hope you agree with my review. If you don't, feel free to put that in the comments, and I can see what you put, and I may even mention it in the next video, saying, like, someone said, I don't know, the gun's actually really good at long range, you just have to stand still or something. This isn't going to be real, but it's just an example. And then I'll be like, so actually I tried this myself, and they were right, so for the heavy Tangler, do this, this, and this. So, yeah, feel free to comment, and I'll most likely respond. As long as I see the comment, I will always respond. Unless there's no reason to respond. So, thanks for watching, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.